What is going on, lads? It's Billy the Kid here, and today I've got a special video for you battlefielders today. In this video I'm going to be going over the two tank destroyers that were released as part of Armored Kill, and these tank destroyers are the M1128 Striker mobile gun system and the Russian Sprut SD, and I'll be going over what they actually do in real life and their armor and their weaponry and what they can achieve on the battlefield. So I hope you enjoy this commentary, and I hope you enjoy the footage provided. So let's begin. So the first one I want to go over is the American M1128 Striker mobile gun system. Now in Battlefield 3 it's just called the M1128 or M1128, whichever one you want to pronounce it. But in real life it's called the mobile gun system, and the MGS was designed to provide direct fire support for infantry units. Now the MGS is just one of 10 variants of the Striker series of wheeled armoured vehicles, and the M1128 was designed for low intensity combat, and it takes some of the main role of a main battle tank. For instance, when the infantry need a tank and it's not available, they'll send the Striker in its place. Now deliveries of the first pre-production vehicles commenced in 2002, and the vehicle officially entered service with the US Army in 2007, and since then it's seen combat in Iraq and Afghanistan with promising results. Now the MGS is armed with a 105mm rifled tank gun. It's got one 50 caliber 12.7mm defensive machine gun, and it's also got one 7.62mm M240 Bravo coax light machine gun. See, I got it right. Now the M1128 vehicle is fitted with a low profile turret, so it's very low, which means it's very good for defensive operations. Unlike tanks, which are designed to go up against other tanks, the tank destroyers are meant to use the terrain, go into hull down positions, get cover, get very low, and fire their main armament to destroy those enemy tanks. Now the mobile gun system has, like I said, a 105mm rifled tank gun. It is a modified version of the tank gun used on the M1 Abrams and the M60 series of main battle tanks. However, the M1A2 uses a 120mm gun, while the original M1 tank used a 105. And this gun is fitted with an autoloader. It is worth mentioning that in early 2005 the vehicle's autoloader was redesigned due to a lot of jamming problems that was experienced in Iraq. The gun is fully stabilized and can fire accurately on the move. Whether that can be done now efficiently in Battlefield 3, we'll see in the future. The mobile gun system fires high explosive, anti-tank and canister rounds. Despite its anti-tank capability, the Striker MGS poses little threat to modern main battle tanks, as only 18 rounds can be carried inside the vehicle, which is very low compared to a real main battle tank, which can carry somewhere around 40 rounds. Like I said, secondary armament consists of 12.7 and a 7.62. The armor on the MGS protects against small arms fire and artillery shell splinters. The interior is lined with Kevlar, and the vehicle can be fitted with add-on armor like explosive reactive armor like in Battlefield 3, and that provides protection against 14.5mm projectiles. The add-on slat armor protects against RPGs. The MGS is fitted with NBC, which stands for nuclear, biological and chemical protection, as well as an automatic fire suppression system. And the MGS has a crew of 3, including the commander, the gunner and the driver. Now the next tank destroyer we're going to be seeing is the Sprut SD, which was designed for the Russian airborne forces, and it was designed to replace the now outdated PT-76 light tank. Now the 2S25 has the firepower comparable with a modern tank and outperforms light tanks and tank destroyers in these terms, and some sources claim that 50 to 75 Sprut SDs are going to be delivered to the Russian airborne forces over the next few years. Its protection though is very limited. Its front arc provides protection against only 12.7mm 50 cal rounds, and the all-round protection is against small arms fire and artillery shell splinters. Now despite that protection, it can be increased with added on armor like the explosive reactive armor and the various countermeasure systems. The vehicle is fitted with nuclear, biological, and chemical protection and an automatic fire extinguishing system. And the Sprut SD is armed with a fully stabilized 125mm smoothbore gun, which is one of the biggest guns you can put on such a light chassis. And it is able to launch anti-tank guided missiles in the same manner as ordinary projectiles. Now this feature is very common to all Russian main battle tanks like the T-90 and the upgraded T-72s and the T-80s. Now these laser guided anti-tank missiles have a range of up to 5 kilometers, so it's very long range, but they're also very expensive. They're around $65,000 per missile, so it only carries around 4 or 5 of them each, and its total ammo capacity is around 40 rounds, and it carries an autoloader which holds 22 rounds, so the other 18 rounds are located somewhere inside the vehicle itself, mainly in extra carriage spaces, etc, etc. The Sprut SD has a rate of fire of around 7 rounds a minute, and the vehicle is fitted with a modern fire control system. Its secondary armament consists of a single coax 7.62 PKT machine gun. The vehicle has a crew of 3, including the commander, the gunner, and the driver. Now it's powered by a V2 diesel engine which develops about 510 horsepower. And the vehicle has an adjustable ground clearance. In other words, the whole vehicle lowers down and can be raised up. The Sprut SD is fully amphibious and can be dropped with a crew on board the vehicle itself. On the water, it is propelled by 2 water jets near the rear of the vehicle. It can also fire its main gun in limited traverse when afloat in the water, which is pretty impressive. So in terms of river crossing exercises or in actual combat, it can fire its main armament without any hesitation. Now, as of yet, the Sprut SD has seen no action. It has seen no action in Chechnya. It has seen no action anywhere in the Caucasus region, where it's mostly a low intensity insurgent conflict. But if it does see conflict, it's sure to do well in terms of good crew training and protection and firepower. Well lads, this commentary is wrapping up. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the info provided on the tank destroyers of Armoured Kill. If you wish me to do other vehicles like the AC-130 gunship, please leave a comment in the comment section below. As always, please leave a rating on whether you enjoyed or disliked the video. Leave a comment on what you thought of it, and please share the video. So once again, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you